the intersection of design and business. In the world of UX UI, we have a lot of designers out there that really generate beautiful work. It's creative work and they're talented artists, so to speak. But I think where they struggle is extending that process or make their process understandable to those that are not designers. Design, I would say, by and large, design is not a very accessible process. And in some cases, let experts do what they do. But on the other side of the coin, business leaders are not designers by nature. They're business people. They understand the problem. They are subject matter experts in the industries they work in. But they're also, what I found a lot of times in service or product opportunities, there's a lot of risk associated with taking new ideas to market. This is sort of sink or swim kind of mentality. And what I found is that you can reduce risk through a design process. There's a process called design thinking, where you reduce risk by looking at innovation and new opportunities through a human-centered lens, and you basically prototype your ideas as quickly and as simply as you can, validate a good idea.
I like the point that you made, especially, what we teach our team and what I've noticed maturing in UX is, you just don't want to be so focused on just the user when you're designing the application, but you have to involve all the other parties, the development constraints, the business goals, marketing, everything, because that plays a huge role into what that application looks like. That just naturally gets into what you and I have now done for many clients, and we've evolved it. And I think it's gotten to a point where it's pretty valuable. Like you said, we're de-risking, prioritizing as quickly as possible in just a matter of days, what normally take months, and what we call our product immersion process. Maybe tell some success stories of how we've, what clients face when developing their product and some of the common pitfalls and what we've done to help mitigate a lot of those risks.
I think what I found when I went to work for Impact is that some of the clients that Impact already had were, delivering on stuff, and they were making things. They were just churning stuff out, and that's fine. I mean, that's productivity to an extent. But what I found is with some of the clients, they were doing a lot of work, and I was looking at it and saying, there's not a lot of, I'm not seeing a real focus on value and customer value. And why are we making this stuff? Why is the business churning out what they're churning to what end? And so I said, in some of these cases, let's take a step back and let's look at, what is the why behind the work that Impact is designing. Now, clients were not necessarily asking Impact to ask the why question. They were, I think, relying on Impact to execute on directions and requirements that were and that's fine. That's what, agencies can sometimes do. UX UI agencies can be the executor or the implementer of someone else's strategy. But when there isn't a strategy, or the strategy is a weak one, or it's a top-down, middle management strategy from an organization.
And not communicated well or assumed,
It may not be communicated well. When I came in, I said, look, Makoto, I think we need to, and some of these clients, try to inject a little bit of intention into the work that we're doing. That's risky, you come to a client has hired us to do a certain thing, and now we've got somebody coming in who's saying, well, let's pump the brakes, let's take a step back, maybe sit down with you and help partner with you on your product strategy. We'd like to be more of a partner in that. We'd like to help you because you have experience in building, or through all of us working together in our various pursuits to this job, have experience in building effective products. To be honest with you, I think there was some pushback from some clients. It's like, whoa, stay in your lane.
Yeah, what do you think that is? I mean, what's been the
well, it's trust, it's that we didn't hire you to do that. So you're coming back and offering us something we didn't hire you to do. Completely reasonable for a client to say you're getting out of your lane a little bit on this. But I think that there's defensiveness. This is an industry where people prove their worth, and you're only as good as the last thing you did. And so I think, people that are a little less secure in their position in the company, or their middle management, they haven't been given, the people that we're dealing with aren't in a position to affect change in the organization. And so you're asking to make changes and escalate, a change in process that I don't even have an authority to give you. So all of that is completely reasonable, but I think we did have a few clients that said, okay, let's talk about that.